So, now, where the hell did I leave off? Virtual Cam. You did ask if you can use Virtual Cam for guesting. Last comment I saw from Mad Dog, and yes, you surely can actually, quite easily. Let me rephrase that. Somewhat quite easily. All right. Overall, it is pretty easy process. Now, I think we're recording still on YouTube. Alright, so it did restart from YouTube. That's fine. They'll be broken into micro videos anyways, so this will work out. It's okay. That's exciting? Yeah. Yep, you sure can though. It makes it really nice. So that's where I was explaining that you can pretty much use you're using all the abilities and capability like what you have set in OBS without actually using OBS. That would be the restream method. So technically on that part of the site where we went ahead and clicked the let me pull it back up here. So basically on this section of the site, if you are that top section where it says, hold on, camera, no setup required, that's where that's how you're going to virtual cam stream, is through that method. It's the same way if you're streaming through just your camera. So now that two things are going to happen. If you have a built-in camera or a connected webcam already, it's more than likely default going to grab just from that camera. So you're actually going to have to trick the settings or set them. So actually when you go to guest with somebody, you don't get this option, but there actually is a feature when you're guesting. You would click on the three dots that's going to be on your profile pic. When you ever look at your stream, if you're guesting with somebody, you'll actually have a three-dot option. You can click that. So pull yourself up with audio only, or I would say, yeah, just pull yourself up audio only, like as a guest first, from your PC. And then you would click that three-dot option, and it would give you the option to choose your virtual cam. If not, there's another way you can set it too. So back in the display capture, so we'll use my Chrome for instance. Most people are probably using Chrome, so it's the easier to show most people. So when you go into guest mode, or you're trying to set up that top option and want to use it as virtual cam, you would see a little camera that's going to pull up right here in your top window bar where like your browser address is. Where it says like Younow.com, it'd be on the top right. If you don't see it and you want to set it ahead of time, go ahead into the three dots. We're going to go ahead into settings here. And in the search box, you're just going to go ahead and type in camera. And it's going to be site settings. And here you would actually see your settings for those. So your camera, you would click camera. It's going to show you your options. You have your camera and any camera that is connected for that matter. OBS Virtual Cam, Anime's Virtual Cam, Polypop camera, you know, whatever ones you have connected. This is where you would select OBS Virtual Cam. So I would put OBS Virtual Cam, close it out. Obviously, if you want to make sure your mic is set, it's also in the same setting to check your mic. So after you set that, I would refresh the stream, the website, see if it stayed with that setting. If that setting stayed in there, you're going to start noticing that Virtual Cam works with this. Now when you guest, it's going to use that instead of just your standard camera. but you're going to notice, okay, it's going to be blue screen. Now when you see people come up with guest, they always have that blue OBS screen. That's because they haven't turned on the virtual camera. So with that, on the OBS, how we have on the bottom right corner, we have stop stream. Well, it'd be start stream, start recording, start virtual cam. To get rid of that blue box, click start virtual cam. And then that's going to kick in whatever scenes you have set up on virtual cam. Only thing to make sure that are set up is you're going to click the cog wheel, the little gear icon that's next to the start virtual cam button. Your output, I would make sure is set for internal. Your output selection, I would leave as program output default. That way, no matter what scene you're flipping to on your virtual cam or on your OBS, your virtual cam is going to pick up whatever scene you're flipping to, just like you would be if you're streaming on OBS. So that's the easiest way of using OBS features and still being able to stream on Younow without actually fully using OBS through the use of the virtual cam. As a guest, it should pull through as your OBS virtual cam, your stream cam, and you just always have to come back here and just hit start, virtual cam. So that's the only thing, is OBS does have to stay up no matter which way you're going about it. But if you're only using the virtual cam side, you just hit the start virtual cam. Obviously, if you're going to start streaming, you hit start streaming, But yeah, that's that top option there. As we see here, how we're showing the green section, this is the OBS setup. It's your top option on top. When you click that and hit next, it's going to show you a preview of what cam it's grabbing. That's where you can see if it's your virtual cam. If it's a blue screen, it's grabbed it. You just have to start your virtual cam. If it's not a blue screen, then hit the little 3 dots that's on that preview box, and that will let you select virtual cam. Then you should see blue screen, hit start virtual. You should see whatever scene you have. And then the same thing applies if even people are using Streamlabs. All these same settings and options that I'm showing, this is all the same that you would set into a Streamlabs setup. The only difference is with Streamlabs, you would have to actually download the Virtual Cam plugin. Your first time it has to download some stuff in the background, but then it's in the menu right there as Start Virtual Cam. It's just in a different menu on Streamlabs side. But all functions and setup are exactly the same. I think we'll go on to chatbots next. So there are 2 chatbots. Key thing to keep in mind for the chatbots, you can use one of the chatbots up before your level 19. Otherwise, you have to wait till you're past level 19 or a partner to be able to use both chatbots. To get the best function, obviously try to get at least, be a level 19 or higher, so you can make sure you're using both of the chatbots that are available. But Nowfinity, that is the first chatbot, and then Streamnow, and that's Streamnow.pro is the second bot. Those are going to be the 2 bots you want to look up. So it's going to be Nowfinity. I think it's like Nowfinity.com. We'll pull up the sites here to show you guys as well, and we'll start getting to the discussions of them. So currently my bot is off, so when I get into the discussions, we will have our bots on, so be aware. All alerts will be active. So that's the Nowfinity.Zarati. This is how you access the Nowfinity bot, the bot that you can use before you're level 19 and even after, obviously. But this is where you're going to set up some of your connections, some of your settings and things how we have some of our things that go off. So like when my monthly top 3 people come in, you can set those as actions and events. That's where I have these set up. They play, you know, I have a video made for each of them, so it plays a video the first time they talk in chat. So it's things like that, you know. There's a lot you can do within these chatbots to kind of add some extra touches or abilities. You see people have the triggers and stuff. This is generally how they're doing it, is through the action and events of the Nowfinity side of the bot. When you hear people usually say Streamnow, they are using a combination, but most of them I think are still using a combination of both. Even though we only just usually keep the Streamnow up because that's all that's required. Oh, did we freeze? Oh, we're back. So in here, it does have a lot of instructions to get you started. Obviously, you're going to log in. I was already logged in, so you would log in with your Younow login, you know, and then go ahead and hit start. And it's going to run you down through a list here, and it's going to start explaining the process. There's even all these red tabs. These are actually videos that were made specifically for like certain parts and certain setups and stuff of that nature. So here it would run you through the process of connecting, and then we would go ahead and get connected. So we're in the start. We want to hit setup. This is the beginning of the connection process. So if you want to give like loyalty points, Younow ruler, hey, how's it going? How's your day? Welcome, welcome. So if you want to do like loyalty points, how people have like the doobie snacks, or like when they're grabbing the coins, things of that nature, they're collecting points, or like in my stream it's called doobie snacks, you know. So people collect points, just being here in stream, talking, watching, dropping gifts, you know, whatever. It all adds up to points, you know. Subs get double the points, you know, etc. So if you wanted to set those, you can set that all up in this section here of your setup. If you want to connect it to OBS, you would set that up right in here. And you can test the connection to make sure that goes through. If anyone does want to get to that, I can make a specific point out of that. It is a few steps and a couple things you probably have to get downloaded, because most people are actually missing the necessary download that's needed for this to actually occur now, since they went to OBS 29. But the only reason I use this connection is so it controls my OBS and I don't have to do my raid scene by myself. It auto triggers my raid scene for me. So when I get a raid and it goes to that dancing raid scene that you see the twerking Tina and all that stuff on the dance floor, that's all automated. The moment somebody raids me, my OBS flips to my raid scene automatically, plays that for the time frame that the video is made for, and then it'll flip back to. This is how, again, this bot is how I'm able to do that kind of command. Is thanks to these chatbots, you know, little stuff like that. It's a little stuff to add to your stream, you know. Yeah, so these are going to be your settings for the setups in there. Again, you can click these and they take you specifically to the points. So like setting how many points, if you want subscribers to have a bonus, you know, all those little things. Your overlays, it does have some overlays here. I personally only use, again, it's based on what you want in your setup, what you want to have used. I do the point animation one, the info screen one, and beyond that, the only other thing I have are my actions. I don't do the wheel. I don't show a whole ranking list. Oh, and I do the coin drop too. But your sub catch, all that stuff's in here. If you want to grab those in there. And then, yeah, the song request, that also comes from here too. So how Spotify is able to have song requests for us. So all these little special things are actually just done by what we call browser sources. And as we recalled earlier, browser sources are going to be these things that we're setting right here, where you see my mouse moving on the bottom left. These would be a browser source. So to add one, you would hit the plus symbol, and we're going to go to browser, name it whatever you want it named, and it's going to pull up a box like this. You're going to see it in the background looking like that. So you have the option of, if it's a local file, you can select what exact file you want. 90% of the time you're probably going to use an URL, which is a website, and that's what we got from the other place. And that's what we get from here. So these URLs, where it says copy URL next to test, so if I hit test, it should do my little point things. I think I have them on this screen, right? There's my little coins. There's their little coins. So you see it doing its results. I have mine altered, but yeah. I know you have to download Tampermonkey to use things on Nowfinity. Is Tampermonkey a safe thing to download, even to connect to script? Correct. So with anything that's considered a third-party source, so that's what this setup will have you run through. Yeah, because I have mine connected already, so I can't show that. Good point out there. So Tampermonkey, in the start setting, the setup, it would actually run you through a few steps, and it's going to tell you like, must download, you know, literally step 1, step 2, step 3. Like, it's going to explain it to you. You'll click here to download. So it's going to pull up things called Tampermonkey. Tampermonkey are scripts. They're website scripts, so they're more or less doorways into a website. They're doorways into accessing Younow. You know. Yeah, same thing every day. So Nowfinity, it's going to be a script just like this. And it'll take you to Tampermonkey here. It'll ask you to install it. Go ahead and proceed and install it. Windows may pull up a warning saying, whoa, hold on, this might not be safe. You can disregard. It's a made product that is made for the platform and to give you access to these features. If you do not install it, sadly you will not have access to any of these features technically. So you'll go ahead and install it. It'll ask you to confirm. The next step will pull you to the confirm process. It's going to pull you back to this page, and it's going to show you like what the exact script downloaded in there was, and it's going to ask you to install. You'll hit that install then, and then you can close that out. You have your final connection. That's all in this start setup area. Before you get here, it's going to be listed just above the word startup. It's going to have step by step how to connect for you. But yeah, without Tampermonkey, these will not work. Nowfinity setup. I might be able to. Let me see. If not, we fuck something up, right? We can always fix it. Perfect. Yes, we can. Let's go. So when you come to the setup page, it's going to have literally, like I said, step by step. Step 1, set up OBS. Like, they actually give you a guide, a place to set up OBS, you know. Install Tampermonkey. This is going to be your important one. Now, if you're on Edge, if you're on Chrome, Firefox, wherever, Opera, you know, whatever your site is, you're going to download and install the Tampermonkey. I personally, if I'm streaming, I recommend having your bot run on a separate web browser, hence why this is on Edge right now. That way I have more control of my audio sources. And it's another way that I'm able to block out the guest audio when it comes to that as well, without eliminating any sounds from coming through to you guys. Install the Tampermonkey. It will take you to the thing. It'll pop up asking if you want to install it. Accept it. Go ahead and let that bad boy install. And then it's telling you this Tampermonkey script allows the connection between Nowfinity and Younow. Furthermore, this enables the automated sending of chatbot messages in your account. So how you occasionally see chatbot that pops a little random message, this allows that connection, so you can make that connection for chatbot and the connection for commands to actually come back and forward as well too. So then you installed Tampermonkey. We're going to go ahead and install the Nowfinity connection script. These are going to combine the two. So this Nowfinity connect script will communicate with the Tampermonkey site, and it's going to make that final connection. And then step 4, you would create that connection. You click that, and that's where it's going to verify, pretty much do a back-end verification of your Younow account and you logging into the chatbot. Once you have that set up, you'll see the start and setup be different than how it was before. So now I need to backdoor fix mine because I can't technically fix it while streaming, but you can. So you would log into Streamnow, and we're going to connect back to Nowfinity that way and trick the system. Loopholes. And we're back into Nowfinity without any issues. Look at that. Beautiful. So then it would look like this. You would have your currency for like doobie snacks, whatever you want to call your special points. You know, stuff of that nature. If you want to give your subs an extra bonus, so any points that a normal person uses, my subs get a 30% bonus on top of that. There's not like a whole like command store that you can really do per se here. You can really only have it do like trigger kind of cost things. So I only technically use my points as of right now just for song requests. And it's only like 100 points per song request. I mean, but you're allowed like 1 or 2 per person at a time. And you can set those things too later as well. But sadly, they don't have like a massive point shop. You have to create all that yourself. So that all kind of takes a lot of little process and extra setup steps. So again, so that's where you'll come up for that. This is where we get our fancy little overlays. This is where we do stuff. So like the coins you saw, that's where I got that at. That comes in here. So basically all you're doing, if you wanted the coins, let's scroll down. So coin drop is what it's called. Again, when we hit test, this is how you can also test without being live to see if your stuff's working. So as you can see on the screen, it's actual coins. Mine are edited as little magic kitties. Is one of my emotes as well. So there's fancy little ways you can do some stuff. So basically we would go ahead and copy the URL by clicking the button or highlighting it, right clicking it and hit copy. And then we would come back into the OBS side. And then here on the OBS side, that's where you would put your browser source. So the URL it's asking for is going to go right in here. Control V. And you would set your settings. So based on your canvas, which we have a 1920 by 1080. And then we'll just go ahead and hit OK. So as you see, it's gone. But obviously when I do that trigger of the test command, you're going to see it on the screen. The magic kitties. And that's how you guys can do the I get, you know, collect some extra points. Perfect. So we're back on the scene here. So that's where we would get like coin drop. If you wanted to do like the ranking list like people have, you can do that. It shows all their points they have. If you wanted to do the wheel that people do, it's done right here. Generally your most important thing is going to be this my actions, this screen 1 through 8. This lets you have and set the triggers and do what you need to do. So like when my top 3 enter, I have one of these screens set up, and that's where my video plays for people, you know. So like my top 1 when it comes in, King Thomas enters, boom. And that's how I'm able to do that, is from Nowfinity, you know. Yeah, brother, don't ask me. Bones got help from Ganj on how to do it. Well, I will have that in a separate scene. But yeah, so this is how, we're able to do some of these really cool things. Like, the entrances, when those kick in. So just kind of like an example. So if you're wanting to do stuff like those, Nowfinity is ran by actions and events, or what's also known as cause and effect. So to trigger an event, there needs to be an action that that event could perform, more or less, is easiest way to kind of understand it. So first you would create an action that it's going to go ahead and grab off of. So like if you're resubs, you can set that up in here. Obviously the raid trigger I have as an OBS connection trigger. That's also set up here. So like let's do the top fan one for instance. What we set up was Thomas's. So name it whatever you want to name it. Oh, sorry for that. You would hit create new action. And it's going to bring up this. So name it whatever you want. And these are going to be your settings. So show animation. You can actually sit here and choose preset in animations that are set into Nowfinity. Not many people actually know about this. But they have some like cool little pre-made little pics that can get set in there and go off when you have certain triggers and stuff of that nature. And then they same with like the gift animations. You can actually set these up purposely. Every single one of them that they have created, which is really cool. I think you can even grab old ones that are not available this way. I don't think I've seen that monkey banana gif before. That's really cool. And then you can set these, so that they're always set, or you have them go off for your own special alerts or stuff like that, yeah, pretty cool. So that's under show animation. Show picture or gift. If you have your own picture you want pulled up, your own design, your own creation of like thanks for the follow or thanks for being a fan, you would set that here, or a GIF if you already have a GIF made up that shows that, or a Giphy video of that shows it. You could set that here as well. Oh shit, I need to make sure I close out. I'll fuck up Thomas's. If you wanted to play a certain song or audio file, you would set play audio. It's going to have you select these files. So you select, and then it's going to have you go into your computer wherever said files are, of course. I have mine set to play video because I just created the video in advance. The video also has audio, so I don't have a reason to need the audio connection because everything's done in my video. And that's that video you saw that I triggered for when Thomas comes first into the stream. If you had a YouTube video, you can have it go ahead and click to the YouTube video link and they would force watch it. So like if we go ahead and click like exclamation YouTube in my chat and I had this option set to, let's say, today's video, it would actually pop up and show I think today's video. Yeah, it'll upload and show actual today's video and play it in a mini preview for us. If you want it just to say a special text, a text that will come across the screen, you would type that in right here. For the OBS scene switch, that's how I have the OBS RAID go down. It switches automatically my OBS scene for me. If you have snap camera thing installed in your computer, oh, I don't think actually, I wonder if they know this feature may or may not work anymore. We'll have to ask them about that. But that used to be so then a certain trigger can trigger a snap cam. So like how I use the B, that's a snap cam effect. I could have had a trigger exclamation B and it would automatically change my webcam on OBS from this to the B webcam, Or you can have it trigger a webhook. Webhook gets into a little bit more technical details. So things of that nature, if like you have like a site that's like, let's say dog pics or cute dog videos, and it's a site that only plays cute dog videos, and they have a WebSocket you can connect to. you would have it use that to like trigger. If you wanted to trigger, hold on, are we back? I think we're back, slowly. Hi. So like I said, that gets into a little bit more of a complicated setup. Most people are going to use the animation, the pic GIF, or audio and video files are the most commonly used ones. And if you want those triggers to add points, remove points, you can do that. You have additional options here for the sound of the media level. And the overlay screen, that's where the action screen comes in. You'll have the 1 through 8 that we mentioned just a moment ago. And that's where those are going to be under the OBS overlay, under my actions. That's where these scenes come into play. So whatever one you have it set for, that's the browser source you want to have on your OBS side. So say we have that video set up, all that. Then we're coming back here to the OBS section, and that's where these things are going to be set up. So like for me, I have a lot. So like the Nowfinity, that's that screen there. So it's that URL that we got. This is my second screen. So this one would be for my sub videos. Anytime a subscriber enters my stream, if you notice at the top, there's usually a little purple and blue box that just says like a subscriber has entered. That's because that's done by that trigger, you know. I know we're like glitching out over here, sadly. So that's what this is the most important URL right here of any of them that you want to make sure when using this bot and other features of this, you know, for commands. So I already have that set up, so there's technically nothing really more I need to do on that one except for connect it now to the event that we're triggering. So our action is created, our top fan. We went ahead and saved, we finished that, right? We created the #1 TAM. We have the video loaded for it. So then you're going to make an event that's going to trigger that bad boy. So create new event. We'll take you to this. And this is where you can set off where certain events happen for either very specific people, everyone, subscribers only, or only moderators. It can be done right in here. So if you want a command that only mods can trigger, you would have it here. One that only subs can trigger, you would have it here. Only, let's say Bex wants her own personal trigger. This is how it would be set up. Hold up. Are we back? Okay, so if like Bex wanted her own personal trigger, we would set that up here. So a couple ways you can do your own personal triggers. You can have it where they come in and only they can trigger a specific command, or you can have it auto do it, which is what mine does. So the first time they come into my stream, even if they're lurking, it doesn't go off. But the moment they post a sticker, they say something in chat, for the first time, it will go off. Whatever our trigger we have set up for them, you know. That's the way I like to do it. You can set it up where it's a specific command, so it's like commenting a command, and then you would have whatever command. So it'd be like exclamation BEC. So we'd have it as Bex. Or you'd have it as yo, you know. Something, whatever they want their command, you know, to be. Things of that nature, you know. So I have it for a specific user because I want it to be specified to my top 3 people. So this is my top 1 of the month. So you would look whoever your top 1 is. Obviously go ahead, select them, you know, put it in. And then this is where you would select it. So like I said, mine is joining the broadcast for the first chat. You can have it set where only if they come in with a raid will it go off, or if they come in with a raid, you want them to have a special raid scene, you can set this here too. Some really cool stuff, very creative stuff with something so simple, you know. This is also where if people are inviting their fans, you would have this selected as well. So when people invite, it triggers a special, you know, action. Same with like the commands, like how I have pass, that's how it's done in here. If they send certain gifts with a minimum like, if they give you a specific gift or subscription, so that'd be like, you know, you can set those for gifted subs, resubs, any specific gifts that are given. You can set specific things that go off or happen with those, you know? But yeah, so that's how Thomas's, or my top fan, is set up. So then all I have to do now, since this is already set up, let's say someone comes in and beats Thomas and my number one fan is someone else now. All I then do is come in here and I switch the username. Obviously, my type of video is made particularly for each and every person, so I have to change their names on those videos. So then I would just go to top fan here and I would add the new video right here to replace it. And then obviously with everything, just hit save down at the bottom. So once they're already set up, they're easy just to come back, swap out, change up. You know, they're here for as long as you keep them there, more or less. So like the puff puff one, how I do that, that's with a GIF, that's with an audio file, and it's going to show text. So when we do our puff puff, see that text that pops up? The test user would be whoever is actually doing that command. Always, you know, always. So with like the puff puff one, I have it where it showed that text. When somebody does puff puff, it'll say puff puff puff, or whatever I wanted it to. You could set a color. And then the audio and the video file I uploaded and picked out, you know, myself. I had them on my computer, so we loaded those up. And then that's played on generally screen 1. That's where a lot of my things are set on. And you just hit save. So then when that goes off and happens, the exclamation pass, that's where that trigger comes from. That's how we set a trigger like that, you know. And then for the events, if you wanted that trigger only to be specific again, so like if I wanted that pass something only my subs can use, I could switch it and only subscribers could technically puff puff pass around. So, you know, you can use it in creative other alternative ways too, you know. If you want that trigger to be only specific for a certain person, so like let's say Sparkles can only use the pass command, you would hit specific user, find her name, and then add it right here, you know. So for me to trigger that pass, for the chat to trigger it, that's where I make the event and I have it as a commenting a command. So whenever they comment a command, that's where I activate what command, exclamation pass, and then it's asking me what action. We already created the action puff puff, so we're connecting the action. And then you hit save. You can even set it down to where a minimum level can only trigger it. So like, I didn't want anyone below level 20 to be able to puff puff pass. You could set that here, you know. You didn't want anyone over like level 50 to be able to use a certain command. You can, you know, set that there, like. So those are pretty basic. From there, it at least shows you the process of the action and event connection. From there, it's kind of like you just experiment. Kind of let your heart's desire, test out some stuff. That's the cool thing too, is after everything's set up, you can always test them. Test to see how it's going to look on the OBS before you start streaming. So then you're somewhat already prepared for it, you know. So when you come on, your triggers are going to work. You'll have some commands or something going off, you know, things of those natures. Fan alert, you know, same thing set up here. So with that, with the fan alert, you actually don't need an event. That is a rare exception one. So a fan alert one, I have mine as a video and an audio, and then the text pops up when people fan me. That's where mom, get the camera, you know, alert comes in at. That's this. And duration, if you're ever curious what to put for duration on any of these, I always say match it up to the audio file. So however long that audio file is, match it to that. 10-second audio, you know, 30-second, you know, whatever. That's the easiest way to match it, in my opinion. And then I have mine labeled as share, which we know shares are invites. Same thing, GIF, audio, put a special text. This is all optional. The text is always optional if you want something popped up. And then that does have an event. It's called fan invite. So if you only wanted the trigger to go off only for subs, or only for mods can do that trigger, like only have an invite trigger, or if you wanted to have a special invite trigger for a specific person, I never thought about that one actually, you could do that here, you know. You're just going to select inviting fans. Same thing if you're rating, you would select rating that your broadcast would be the event you're triggering, you know. And then the action, obviously whatever your action is named, you're going to do that. That's how I have a raid one set up. And then my action for the raid is a text and an OBS scene switch. If I didn't have the OBS scene switcher, you could just have it do the GIF video file. But since we are doing OBS, we wanted it kind of be automated, so I don't have to worry about flipping. Like you'll see in some broadcasters, when they get a raid, they wait, or whenever they get the moment, they'll flip to their raid scene then. And that's totally fine to do that too. You can even have a hotkey. You can set a key on your keyboard that is specifically just for the raid scene. So when it happens, you hit that button and it automatically is going to flip your scene for you. So like, say we got raided right now, you know, my trigger wasn't on and I had to set it, you know, you just hit a button or hit the scene. And then it flips you automatically to that scene that I had created. Probably just like destroyed my stream there. It's fine. I don't know what your problem is tonight, Younow, but I hope you get yourself together here, bud. I really do. Crazy. So again, I like having more control. So with the screens, that's where these screen settings come in. And that's where you get them from your most important browser sources, again, from the My Actions 1 through 8. That's where these screen settings come in at. So they're all in the action events. So you can even name those if you like as well. So like most of my main stuff come through scene 1. Scene 2 I have only set up for that specific subscriber video that pops up on my stream when a sub actually first enters and comments into stream. And then scene 3 I use that for the video that controls my my top 3 people when they have their special trigger that goes off. It gives me more control because then I can change the size of only that screen on OBS. Instead of trying to worry about the whole screen size, you can take control of certain portions of your screen sizes. That's the nice thing about a browser source. It's not technically needing the whole file. It's using a website version of that file which is less load on the computer usually. It's less load on your resources. It lets you get away with doing more on stream with less. And then same thing with timers. If you wanted to set a specific timer, so like, let's say, like if I wanted a timer to go off every 42 minutes, and we'll just say it's 4:20. Or if I wanted a timer to, you know, go off on the hour every hour, like you could set a timer here, so then like at the hour strike, a special trigger or command or something would happen or go off, and it would just be set to a timer. Let's say you had a promotion video. You can set it here as a timer. So instead of like always being like, hey, be sure to check out this video, and like you having to go and click and play and load it up again, this timer can auto create it. And then when you're in your stream, you see the video or something popping up, the promo that you made, you'd be like, oh, gives you a moment to talk about it. Then you'd be like, yeah, and check this out, like, you know, we got this show coming up, and da-da-da-da-da. So you could set that up there. Sure, I would have thought about it ahead of time. I would have done one for next Tuesday's show advertising. And then I like the goals from Nowfinity. There are goals. I know we haven't touched Streamnow at all, but I'm going to show you, like, the reason is because most of the setup of what most of us are going to use is done in Nowfinity. The Streamnow is just connecting like mostly like our sounds and stuff like that. And I'll get to that point here in a moment too. But I like these goal overlays setups, how they look. So these are the ones where I have two of them down at the bottom of the stream here. My light goal and my share goal. You can set those here. I recommend everyone, for their goal, whatever they set it at number wise, you can name it whatever you want to, but I would say have it as increased goal. And the reason why is, so let's say, so mine's set for 15,000. Let's say we hit 15,000 and it's going to be 100%. So instead of my goal keep showing like and going up every time we get more and more likes past that 15K, it'll be like 150%, 400%. It's going to automatically add another 15,000 to that goal. So it's auto upgrading my goal for me. If I have it at 5,000, I'll add another, you know, 5,000, whatever number you have it set for, it'll just re-add that extra number. So it takes you to level 2 more or less is like what it is. Level 2, level 3, level 4 of that goal, you know. So I recommend that setting on it on any of your goals. I think is a pretty neat one. And it saves you time from having to reset goals or change goals up massively, because it's going to auto do it for you, you know. But yeah, you can use your share goals. When you have level 80, you have the chest drop box. You could set a specific goal. So instead of people asking or wondering like, hey, when are you going to drop your box? Like, you can have this on your screen so then people see chest opening and they'll see what number it needs to be at. So if they're curious or want to know, it gives them a visual aid idea without being rude and asking or coming across as offensive, because some streamers take that as an offense, you know. Things of that nature. Pearls, your bars, you know, all that. All these goals, like I said, I like the look of these goals. They can be customized by font size, background colors, the font colors, your percent colors, the progress bar color, what remains, what that color looks like. If you wanted to show the title, you know, if you want it to look like a square or a parallelogram. And then again, testing will test to see, to make sure that it's moving, I think. Yeah, see, it'll fill up the whole bar. Doo-doo-doo-doop. So yeah, pretty neat little stuff. Pretty neat little stuff. Then we come into chat commands. Now, technically, This is the part of the bot I wish was available for everyone. I don't know the reasoning, why, how, what, where, any of the above. Why we have no access to any of this, I don't know. But sadly, this is only available if you live in Germany. So this section here is not available to a good 90% of us. So we'll skip that. You can activate these so like your song request plays, like you'll see what's available. It's really just the basic. If you didn't want these to be active, so like I don't use the wheel, so technically I should have the wheel command shut off so no one can even use them, you know. Song request ones, I do use those, I keep those on. So I guess we have very bare minimum, I guess I should say. It's not totally useless to us, just very bare minimum. All your other chatbots made for any other platform would allow us access to make custom ones in this section, and we can do our own type of commands, you know. But we don't have access to that, so like full access, sadly. Again, user points, if you're ever curious or somebody asks or wonder how many points or how loyal or how often they've been in your streams, you can look that up here, and this is going to display your points to them. You can even find out generally like how long when people started their accounts. So you know, like, so Thomas's sign up date was 6/28/2017. Sparkles, she was 11/16/2015, you know. So it's crazy, it's kind of cool little stuff. Recent chats that they've had in your chat, you know. It lets you know like how many doobie snacks they have, and then what level they are in your stream. So there's that, but then like, so the levels, so like obviously the higher the level up you are, so 1, 2, 3. So it looks like, yeah, Thomas, Runic, and JC are all tied. I mean, obviously some have more doobie snacks, but for a level they're all tied in that. So if you ever forget your now, if you've had multiple accounts, this ain't gonna help you remember that, but like if you forget like your start date, this is a good tool to look back on and get that, you know. You know, people earn your channel points is what they're called. So that's a lie. But yeah, and then like your Wheel of Fortune, if you wanted to set that, this is where you find it. Your coin drop, you can change your values of what your coins are, which actually I should put those to 75. If you only want one coin given out to one person, you can hit that box so they can only hit I get and only get one coin no matter how much they spam. Automation, it happens every 10 minutes. If you did the Younow memory game, that's here. Guest battle, you can have a guest battle with up to multiple broadcasters, like whoever your guest and stuff are, I mean. But it's all for points, you know, it's not for like likes technically. But yeah, so that's the basics of Nowfinity. That's one of your most important ones to probably get set up and installed, or you know, the scripts and stuff going for it. That way you have your basics and a lot of your necessity things set up. The other one is going to be Streamnow Pro. There we go. And this is the one that most of all of us end up keeping up and running. We just leave this one up so it has all of our stuff come through, you know. It's always fun learning like the history stuff and all that, you know. So when we come into Streamnow, it's gonna obviously have you log in. I recommend just using your Younow login. it'll go ahead and connect you. First thing you want to do on this thing is click the cogwheel at the top left. If you have a YouTube, I would put your YouTube ID right here. If you have a TikTok, put your TikTok name right there. And your Twitch, if you have a Twitch, put your Twitch account right there. Hit OK. So those are already saved in the system. That's adding extra connection to those sites if you do choose to like multi-stream later or whatnot, you know, or want to shoot a video automatically to your YouTube while you're streaming, stuff like that, or to your Twitch, you know. So you log into Streamnow, that little cogwheel will get your account names put in there right away. That gets you up and running. Yours is going to be completely blank. It's going to be just the grayish black screen here. All your bread and butter stuff mostly is going to be in this top left tools section, select tools. Obviously you don't see a lot in my list because most of mine are already out here. Things in here though, you can see trending lists. It would show you, I think this would show you, I think it's supposed to show you. Yeah, so it's going to tell you who's currently trending right now. So if you're ever just curious or whatnot, you can see that. We'll just get rid of that. Text to speech, how people have their text to speech. This is activated in here by this. So you would select the text to speech tool. That's going to be available here. You can have your settings. So you can change a few things. The volume of it, character limit, the nickname max length. So these are like if it's going to say a name. So if somebody has a name longer than 8 characters, it's not going to say their name. You know, things of that nature. You can have it set to only subscribers activate text to speech, only mods, only your super chats come across as text to speech. There's some settings you can set for, so it's not just going off for anyone and everyone, you know. You can have it ignore comments with hashtags, ignore for users that use the @ symbol. You can remove emojis from the comment, so that way it's not doing the emoji name or sticker name in chat. And you can have it in general just remove the username in general from talking. You control the speed of the talk, the pitch, if you want it to say it obviously in a different language. You can do so as you're pleasing according to your language choice. And then you could break it down to a voice choice as well, make it a little bit more natural, change how it sounds. And this would be according to whatever your language setting is too, of course. You would set it to that. So if you wanted to test it, you could. I think that's supposed to do something.
This is what it will sound like.
That's her. This is what it will sound like. Or have this command only work for her. Like you could put her username there, and then actually set a specific voice, particularly to how you want her to sound in your voice to text. So say we wanted her to have a German accent, I guess is our choosing. And then
This is what it will sound like.
So if you heard with a German
LOL,
accent.
what I was trying to say before autocorrect, LOL, was there's so many cool things you can do.
Yeah, no, there is a lot of cool things you can do, for sure. So you can add and update that if you wanted specific people to have, you know, whatever accents or specific sounds and stuff to them in their voice, you know. That's just the voice to text, voice to speech. If you wanted to have a poll go off, you could do that here. You would start a poll, set it up, so it'd be like answers. So like, what's the name of the question? So like, favorite scary movie, we'll just say. Users can vote once. If you wanted a level requirement for people that can only be in the poll, if they can only be a sub. and then you put in your answer. So like, Scary Movie 2, Hellraiser. If you wanted to add more, you could, of course. And then it gives you the OBS link. This here you would put into OBS, and that's what it's going to look like. Obviously, if I were to have it saved, this poll would pop up on the screen, and you guys could enter in chat, exclamation, whatever, for your answer wise. So that's just a cool little poll thing you can do with that. Like I said, some of these tools people may or may not use. We're just kind of briefly going over all of them just to explain what their purposes are. Silenced users, you can do this, and it would show you if there was anyone in chat that is currently silenced and still in chat. You would see them here. Giveaways. Same aspect. You can name the giveaway, a level requirement. If they're a sub, doesn't have to be a sub. Say they have to give a certain amount of likes to join the giveaway. They need to have a certain amount of coins, which would be your channel points, to do the giveaway. You can have it where they get an extra entry for X amount of likes. You can have it where they get extra entries for being a subscriber. Then you award the winner with X amount of coins. So technically the giveaway is meant for like giving out the doobie snacks. But in a form of fashion, you could use this kind of in a way for like physical giveaways or digital giveaways too, you know. It's like, well, whoever the winner is of this, you know, giveaway will get, I'll drop this gift in your stream next time, or, you know, $10 for Google or Apple, you know, something of that nature, like whatever creative thing you want to come up with. So these are all the ones that I prefer and like to use, and I think are pretty useful overall for everyone to kind of use and keep track of stuff. So I like the watching mods one. So with this, I can at any point in time, without worrying of seeing what number is on the chat box or if that's accurate or not, I can see actually what mods are in my stream right now, what referees are in the stream. The spending stats, this lets you know exactly like how many bars have been dropped in this particular stream, how many Pearl likes you've gotten, and the bar likes equivalent, and it comes out with a total number of likes, so you can have a keep track what your current stream running is right now. The one I like, and I know a lot of people tend to like, the little pets down at the bottom. So if you didn't have a scene with the chat up there, as you see, the pets have the little chat box too. That can be used as an alternative source too. So you would hit the open configuration. It's going to take you here. This looks really scary, but don't be scared. It's actually really easy to understand. So then all you're going to do is latest. It says use this. Broadcaster, it's asking for your Younow username. Just copy whatever your username is on Younow. Put it right in that bad boy. If you wanted the pet borders to have a special color around their circle, you can select it here. If you wanted the chat box that pops up to have a special color around the border, you can select it here. If you don't want to show the chat, you can uncheck that chat box and show it, you know, and have it not show. And then from there, click go to overlay. And this website at top, that's your browser source. So browser source were the sources that we went back in OBS, hit that plus symbol, hit browser, put the website in. Again, everything is done through a browser source. It's nice and easy. It's the same thing we're doing over and over, more or less, with a lot of these steps. And then that's what you see down below, the little pets, every time you guys talk. Even though I'm watching now, later, I'm going to come back to the replay of this later so I can re-go through things as I did them. Yeah. No, that's exactly what it's about. And like I said, yeah, definitely recommend people subscribe to the YouTube. All these are also being recorded on our YouTube. You can click the YouTube on our profile. So yeah, so watching mods, pets, the OBS overlays. This is another really important factor area to go into. So when you have it down here, you can hit goals. Again, I don't use the Streamnow's goals technically. So these are just for the overlays in Streamnow site if you're going to use them, which when you hit edit overlays, it took us to this page called OBS Overlays. Here's where you can get a little fancy with some of your things, or some things if you want to set up and utilize. Again, it's all user preference. A lot of these are not necessary or mandatory to utilize. They just can only help or add features to your stream, you know. So in here, there's a few I do like to use and recommend. If you did want to use like how people have the tip jar, this is where they get it from. And as you see with every one of these in here, one thing I think is really great for the Streamnow side, Luca and them did a nice job at this. There's a YouTube symbol above every single one of these buttons. That's a tutorial made specifically for that exact step. Tip jar, sticker effects, subscriber animations. So it's really neat. There's a lot of like descriptive how-to stuff technically built into the bot itself, you know. So like if you wanted to use their raid animation, it's going to take you here. Again, I like the raid scene selection that I can edit myself on Nowfinity. So I don't technically use their raid animation here. All this one will do is come up and say, you know, raider picture, their name, has raided with X amount, and that's really about it, you know. Subscriber animation. So we can test, welcome to my subscribers, you know, stuff like that would have, if you want to have it. Subscriber picture, a welcome text, what you want it to say. Again, I use the one in the Nowfinity side. It gives me more details to edit. I have more control of what I can add or not add to it. These are just optional. I'm just kind of doing brief things for you. GIF combos is a pretty cool one. I should use it technically for this event that's going on. Or no, it's not gift combo. Yeah. It's not gift combo. That is nice to use if you want to see on screen the exact number like of X gift that somebody dropped. I'll find it. I'll get to you on which one it is. It's called gift wish list, I think. Chat. Now the chat here, I do really love this chat. This is what you would use if you wanted on-screen chat, or a chat that you can put into your OBS, so you're always seeing it on your OBS without always worrying about looking on a screen, like watching your stream always. You can just see it on the OBS stream if it's covering your stream, you know. You would set that all in here. So the general settings of it, and it explains everything for you. So you can add a little crown of your top 3 supporters to the stream. You can turn that on or off. You set your height requirements for it, the font color of the chat, what special font you want. If you wanted to animate, all your sizing will be right here. The nicknames, so like usernames will all have a special, so like you guys all have the weed font. That's how I have mine set up, and then you can test it. So it'll pop up the message right there. This is a really extremely long username. And it'll say a message, you know. Background, if you want to change background colors, how mine's black and grayed out and matches my scene, you can do so in this section. Basic stickers, a normal chat message. So icons and profiles and pictures. If you wanted none of them, only icons, only profile pics, or both, you can set that here. That's just for your basic users. Your subscribers, again, you can set it where subscribers have a special, either only icons, profile pics, pics, stuff of that nature. And again, you set their specific colors. So like my subs have a green color. You guys are green. So I notice it as a color reference. My mods, they have a blue color. So their name on my on-screen chat, as you see, has different color. That's where those colors come into a different effect. If it's a super chat message is going to look kind of dotted out and fancy on the screen there, as you see. So it's something I know that stands out. Whoop whoop. What's up, Ashley? How you doing? And then what to block. This is really important. So this is the only part of the chatbot that is explained backward. Welcome. And everyone misses it. Welcome. To the party, come welcome. Thank you for inviting your family. So everyone misses this because they read it backwards. Because it is explained backwards. It's kind of funny. So most things we think to turn it off is off, on is on, right? No, it's backwards here. So the description of this is what to block. So set the box to on to not show this type of message. So most of us are going to hit these on thinking we're going to be showing these, so you want to keep that in mind. On is block. On is not going to show it on my on-screen chat down below here at all. So invites, captures, new fans will not come across and clutter up my on-screen chat. Hashtag messages will come up there. Stickers will come up there. Sub stickers will come up there. No exclamation commands and no @ symbol messages will ever pop up on the on-screen chat. But I really like this one here. And again, it's all copy a URL. It's all tossed into a browser source and put onto your OBS. Thomas! Welcome! And again, the overlay for the polls. We have that one here too if you wanted to do any of the on-screen polls like we saw earlier. Show all the latest current events, likes, events, and more on your stream. If you want to show like everything, it's going to be an event calculator or an event list that's visually on screen for you at all times. Otherwise, you can keep that on your own screen and not waste the space for it technically. So that's all under special overlays. The one I like personally using here is sticker effects. One of my favorite ones. It's been a favorite of mine across any platform I've been on. A lot of them all do this. So my favorite one, this is like one of my favorites to use, but it's the sticker ones. So like when stickers get put in the stream, mobile GIFs get put in the stream, they go across. So like when the likes come up, as you see, they blast on my screen like this. Like that's from this little thing here. My little most favorite feature. My pets also do it too. So if when they drop a spell, the pet will have a little emoji of the gift above their heads also. But yeah, I really like that feature. Does it too for the tip jars, sub stickers, so it'll pop up as you see the sub stickers come up. Hashtags, I like the hashtag one a lot. I think it looks neat when it comes across. People come in with a raid, that's what they do for the hashtags, GIFs, all that stuff. Not by much though. Yeah, I'll pull you up in just a moment here, Sparkles. Hold on. And then emojis. This is going to be for emojis, so this will include any of like computer emojis, and that will also include any mobile emojis as well too. So keep that in mind. If you have mobile viewers and you want their emojis to blast off like that, that's the setting that needs to be on. And then all stickers in general. You can change the sizes and duration of all these also if you like. And then that should pop stickers up. That one's kind of small, ain't it? Stickers are just tiny. There we go, a little bit bigger. And since I already have it set how I'm changing things on the fly, it's really nice, you know, things can just be changed like that. Oh yeah, look at that. I love the emojis. Oh, I wish we could spam emojis like that in chat. Oh my fucking god. Be so amazing. I miss that feature. Not even lying. One of the only features I miss on other platforms. So you add these things to OBS as browser sources. Correct. You got that exactly right, Gore. So that's where this copy URL is. Just like when we was in Nowfinity side, we were doing those screens. The URL, it's your website you're grabbing. So hit copy URL. We're gonna flip on over to your OBS side. Bottom left, under sources, hit your plus symbol. Oops. It's gonna be browser. Name it whatever you want. Hit OK. Replace this URL with it. Set your size parameters, 1920 by 1080. Then hit OK, and it should cover up your screen. Now a little trick to that, if it doesn't ever cover up your screen, so like that size, you can actually hover over that source, right click it, go down to transform. In transform, I don't know if this is showing on stream. Oh, it's not. Fuck. So there's an option called transform, and you would then transform it to fit to screen, and that would take that source and automatically fit it to the exact size portions of your screen for you. So that's another little way of doing it too. But yes, it's done through a browser source. 90% of everything we're doing on Younow here is done through a browser source. And moving forward, I recommend a lot of creative ways of people being able to use a really awesome browser source called Streamlabs to be able to control a lot of your scenes and stuff like that. And you can get a lot of cool stuff done that way without putting massive load on your PCs. It's another way to get really cool, creative, fancy graphic designs without actually the need of your PC being able to handle the stuff. So yeah, that's where all these would be. And then, like I said, nice thing is every one of these has a YouTube video, a YouTube symbol. You click that bad boy. Streamnow, Luca and them did set up specific videos for everything they got in here. I give them huge kudos for that, you know. They did a really good job at that. Yes, they're outdated. They're slightly a little confusing on some, but they do get the point across and they explain, you know. Again, I use my subscriber and raid animations from the Nowfinity side because I get more creative control that way from it. But those are all special overlays. Goal overlays, if you want to use any of their goals here, you can. I personally don't like the Streamnow goals, but if you already have a design set up for what a goal bar would look like or something, you can use it in this way of fashion. So like they're very simplistic. It's literally just that. Fan count, number, and what you're shooting for. So it could just be used for like a box that you have filled in, you know, fan goal, and then literally just this little box with a number. There's ways you could use this or have use for this. Just for what I personally like, I like a visual aid bar, hence why I use the other goals. And then you can modify your settings, what the colors are, things of that nature, the font size, the size overall. Daily fan, if you want daily fan number goal, you know, things that's all the same thing. They're all text-based goals though. Your light goals are all text-based. GIF wish list is a really cool one. So like I was saying, for this event that's going on for the heart hands, so we can go in here and specifically pick out a gift. So where is it? Last likes tech. GIF goal. So this is the overlay for it. This is the back in Streamnow, edit goals. I'm pretty sure it's here. Yeah. So you put a GIF goal there of what you want. So like the heart hand is the GIF goal going right now. So we got 33 heart hands yesterday. If we wanted our own fancy one, we need like a total of 700 plus. So I doubt that, but you know. In a million years maybe. It's like we'll use heart hands. And you'd say, so current I've gotten is 33. My goal is 700. We're going to save that. So to get back there, it's in edit overlays, goal overlays, and that's the GIF wish list. Now you'll see it's the heart hand, or should be the heart hand up here technically. Maybe I have to put it in the PC. Let's see. We'll see. Browser. We'll go ahead and hit OK. We're going to Control V that bad boy, add it in. And what's our goal? There it is. It's the heart hand goal. So then I can have it on my stream here showing you guys like, that's our goal, bitches. 700 heart hands. Shit. I need to quickly go take a shower. I'll join once I'm done for sure. Yeah, no worries at all, Bex. No worries. I'm actually gonna probably get some coffee real quick. We're getting close to the end of the chatbot, and then the ending portion of what I have planned is literally just showing you guys some graphic sites. Aww, Gord. So you see how it's automatically going up on its own now? Now we're up to 34 out of 700. Let's go. So yeah, so that's that little thing there. That's the only one I technically like in the goal section. Again, it's preference, it's how your setup is. There's a video right here kind of showing you as well what it's doing. But if you have, like, let's just say a like goal and only a box for a number to go in, that's where that would be used as a good example for these kind of goals, you know. Last X overlay, the last anything. So if you're trying to find out your latest invite, your last fan, your last subscriber, who gifted the most subscribers, your top fans in the last 30 days. I know I'm like glitching out here. Some people do those as your top fans. That's where it's done here. I personally do the top 30-day fans. That's where you see my weed circle on the top 3 of the 30 days running right there. It's that way because I set up specific alerts for them, so that way I'm not changing it literally every single stream. Well, if they're battling back and forth between spaces, then I am changing it every stream. But usually, a couple of them will stay the same throughout, you know. Your last fans, again, these are just going to be like, it's text stuff, you know, is what it is. So if you want your last fans, you can have it show their PFP, their username, level, all that, or just the name, you know. Which I have it set up for the other scene that I never technically fully implemented, where this was set up perfectly using a Twitch overlay and converting it over to a Younow overlay, which is also some pretty creative shit you can do. Those will be other streams, or yeah, other streams will focus in on those, because those can take like all day to explain. But that's basically on these here, is what you would upload. If you had a specific font that you like to use and have installed, you can actually upload that and use that in any of those designs too, right here. But yeah, so again, these are ones I recommend keeping on. As a broadcaster, you're watching mods, your pets, OBS overlays, the point system. All this does is give us access back into the points that we explained on Nowfinity, and it's your backdoor access to Nowfinity. So instead of like, shit, what was that other site, or how do I get back to Nowfinity? With this tool open, hit open configuration, I'm instantly teleported to Nowfinity. It saves you so much of a hassle, you know. Just that something so simple. You want to go back, top right corner is close. Now you're back on Streamnow. This is what I mean by both bots are required, because both bots become one bot technically. You know what I mean? The one bot is Streamnow. Gift tracker, this lets you know, so you keep tracks of all your gifts that were given out through the current stream. And also in case you missed them, you can see them up here and be like, oh shit, who gave out the heart hand? We went over spending stats. Event tracker goes hand in hand with that gift tracker. So then if you missed it, you heard the alert, didn't see who the name was, or it didn't come across in chat, you can come back to this as a reference and be like, oh shit, Gore, thank you for the heart hand, you know. If they did multiple, it would have a times number to the right of that. Sound player, if you want any of these gift sounds on your streams, this tool needs to be on here. Otherwise, it will not work. No sounds will work. For like the community sounds and shit like that. So I would hit the cogwheel when you have this down. You can adjust the volume in here. Minimum bar for sounds, well, the smallest gift on Younow is 15, so I just set it for 15. And then use community sounds for, you can have it set for everything, so you can have it set for no community sounds to be used, or what I have it set for is gifts with no sounds, because some of them I do have set up specific sounds for that I like to have go for them. So we added our own community sound to it. And then of course hit save. If sounds ever sound weird or they're delayed or not going off, hit refresh sounds. That will just reset the system for you. And then customize sounds. If you ever did want to go and add your own sound alerts, this is where you would do this stuff. Takes you to what looks like the OBS one. Oh, we're loading. There we go. So this is where your sounds kind of come up for almost anything that we do here. You can kind of set up in here. Sub stickers, you can give them a specific sound. Regular stickers, so like my drag me, in case I don't see somebody's green hand up and they want to catch my attention but don't want to type in chat. Hello. They can just drop the drag me sticker. It's going to send that Navi hello alert, so I hear it, I know to look, oh shit, somebody has their hand up. So like how Sparkles has her hand up. So I have that as just my own personal noti, you know, to kind of alert me. Hello. Pearls, I recommend setting sounds for, because pearls don't have sounds. Some community sounds are set by some people, but most of them don't. So set your own up for there. Gifts, you can set specific ones for certain gifts to go off. So I started doing it for like the freebies, you know, the lower ones that don't really have a lot. That's for my pizza time. Pizza time. Our clap. Make 'em clap, make 'em clap. Make 'em clap to this. So I got my own little ones for it, you know. The Darth Vader one for the 4th. That was our Darth Vader one. So I set a couple, you know, up for my own, that I wanted for some of the alerts to go off, you know, my own sounds. Again, if you didn't have them or any of these set up, that's where community sounds come in. They're an awesome feature. To set these up, we're going to go ahead and select the event type. So if it's a special, certain gift, go in here, find whatever gift you're doing. So like the birthday cake. We've never set anything in here, so it's all going to be new. Your sound type would be new sounds. If you already did upload some sounds, you would then choose your sounds. New sounds gives you the option to then upload your file. You click there, access wherever your sound file is of what you want to use. And then you can have it set as well if it's everyone that can set this trigger off, or a specific user. Whenever that specific user uses that gift, will only get that special alert for it, you know. A cooldown so it can't be spammed. I recommend a 3 to 5 second cooldown on any of these you set up. Volume control as well, extra volume control. You can play the whole sound or just part of the sound. So if it's only a 10-second sound alert, put it right here, you know, 10 seconds. And then you want to test it, and it would do it. When you're done, hit upload sound for GIF now. It will save it, and that's where you would see it down on this list. So moving forward, say, okay, you don't want that clap song to be the clap song, you know, the clap anymore. You want to change it. Hit your little wrench. You can do the alterations all right in here. So you can change it for everyone, the cooldown, the whole sound, the test sound. Oh, they don't have it in here. So no, if you wanted to change the song, I'm sorry, let me correct myself. You would have to recreate it up here and then delete out the old one. I wonder why they don't have that feature. That is really odd. So yeah, you would trash can the old, then swap. But if you just wanted to change, like only make it for a certain person, change the cooldown, change the volume, full song, half song, you know, you do it in here. Minor edits. But that's for all your sounds. So they have it for GIFs, they have it for the Perl values, they have it for stickers, any of your stickers, tip jars, any of the tip jar sound alerts, which I need to go in and set a lot of those myself. Chat comments. If anyone sets a specific comment in chat or a trigger, technically you can set it for. So let's say you want to, like, so Gore comes in and, I don't know, says, hi. Have a sound set for it. We put specific user. We would type in his username. Make sure it's exactly spelled the same way. So that would set it to him. So anytime he came in hi, he would have a very specific sound that would trigger only just for him. Would be a way we could set that up. Sub stickers. Enter the sub sticker username. So you would set in our names. Conjurators. So it should go in here. So then anytime my sub stickers are used, I think that's, yeah, how it's done. Anytime my sub stickers are used, then they can have a special sound alert trigger that goes with those sub stickers. And then special event. Resubscribes. I like to use these sound alerts in here again because I have more control compared to the Nowfinity. So my resubs, my subscription, and my gift sub alerts, I do here. And you just have the sound triggers go off more or less. Partners, you can have all your sound alerts specifically for whatever star tiers you're hitting. You can also set your invite broadcast alert here, your became a fan sound alert here, your moment capture here, getting rated sound here. If you didn't do any of that in Nowfinity, it can also be done over here too. When somebody gets silenced, you can have a special alert. Mods, when a mod comes in or gets modded, there's a special alert for that goes off when you mod somebody. Gunter Rider. Hey, what's up, Flacco? Hello, hello. So those are the sound alerts. I do recommend OBS overlays and sound alerts definitely being a must. And then Subtracker is the last one. Subtracker is exactly what it is. Anytime there's a new sub in stream, they'll pop up there for that current stream. And then other than that, if you wanted to participate in the Pearl spin, you can. The chatbot itself is pretty basic. You have one auto message only. You can set the interval in seconds, how long you want it. So like my message where chatbot comes in and says what it pops up every so many, minutes. That's the auto message right there. So because this is one of the bots, it's not taxing your PC. Correct, Gore, yes. It's only being ran as a browser is the most taxing it's being done. So you just have this open on a second browser, like in the background, kind of how you do having Younow up, That's the only source that it's really running off of. Other than that, it's all being done on system here from Younow's capabilities and from your side just through a browser source. If you can, okay, I'm not home. Oh, I'm not home. Can you tell me this later? Because someone asked me for this and I got no idea. Yeah, definitely, Flacco. Yeah, we'll be here for definitely at least another like 4 more hours tonight. So I'll definitely have no problem going back and showing this stuff at all. And again, if you didn't know, again, I love this bot. They did it well. Chatbot, you see that YouTube symbol? There's always a step-by-step video next to all of them. Pretty awesome. So anyways, you can turn the auto message on or off, set what the auto message is. This is where chat commands come in. So either a mod or a sub, you can check those boxes. If neither are checked, then it's available for everyone. Then you would just type in your command, so like !social, and then put in a phrase like, so I have stay up to date or stay up with all the Playhouse shenanigans, and then I have my link for all my socials. My merch one, the Playhouse collection is updated, and then I have my link, so let me update that. Throne was another one I had. And it just requires that exclamation and whatever, Oh yeah, I need to send that to, sorry. Side note, someone DM'd me earlier and asked what my Throne message said. Yeah, when you press the sunroof button instead of turn the light off, oh no. I'm gonna come back and re-ask. Yeah, that's totally fine, Flacco. That's totally fine. No worries. Alright, had to take care of that message real quick. So yeah, you could pretty much put any of your commands in here. The only one, my mod and subs, they're the only ones that can type in the end command. But any of your links and stuff, anything special you want to go off in here, if you got any events like us that has the turkey charity go off, that's put in here. And they're just triggered by the commands then at that point. So once you put them in. Yeah, take care. Yeah, be safe, Flacco. No worries. Hey, we'll be here. So whenever you're creating the command, the big step is to remember, hit add update command, and then hit save. If you're coming here to change something or need to alter it or messed up, hit your edit, it'll pull it up here, make your fixes, and then hit add update, and then save again. Biggest steps right there. And then really the last thing, there is a pop-out chat here. This is a really kind of cool setup pop out. I don't know if it's gonna show up on you guys, is it? Nope, fuck. How can I do this? So here it is. Haha. There's a will, there's a way with everything, I tell you. So this pop-out chat it's a pretty neat pop-out chat too. Nice thing about this one is you can actually set this and hit merge, and merge would take over your chatbot, like on your stream, like on Younow side for you, and makes it look that special way. I haven't set it up, but it can be set up pretty cool. Obviously background color, message color, subscribers have certain colors, mods, super chats, have a color, and basic have a color. What to block, commands, invites, new fans, captured moments, hashtags. So all these would be blocked off of here. And then you hit OK. You can make the size of it bigger if it's too small for you to read. Obviously go down. You can right click or left click somebody, shows previous comment. You can open a private chat, open Younow tools. Oops. So like a private chat is going to open up a separate box that contained only that specific user's conversations. So if you're like, shit, I think I missed something from like I missed chat from Gore, or missed chat from Flacco, I can go in here and see everything they have said in my chat during this stream. So it has some pretty cool little features to it. Cool little uses, But yep, then you would hit merge, and this would take over. And it's going to tell you how to replace the Younow chat with this chat. You would have the Tampermonkey downloaded, install this script. Once you should see this in your extensions, Tampermonkey, then you would hit OK. And if we went over here, it would actually take over what this chat looks like on this side here, technically. But I'm not going to merge it. It's a way you can declutter your chat if you're not doing a chat in OBS or only looking at a chat on the other screen. But that's pretty much in a nutshell. The chatbots, that's the Nowfinity side of it too. So that covers our Nowfinity, our Streamnow, covers our Virtual Cam. We went over OBS setup. I will have these also linked in the description on the YouTube video, of course. Ones that I recommend people adapting into to utilize them to create some really cool ass shit without costing them a dime. They can also be used on the phone, so for those who are like, I don't have a PC, well, no problem. Because you can download their apps. That's a big ass one, but it's called Vista Create. Yeah. So Canva will be Vista Create. That's why I didn't want to pull no one up yet, god damn it. I wasn't done. Yeah. So yeah, it's literally just sign in with a Google account. Any of them you can sign in with Google accounts. They are free. There is paid stuff, that some paid features or paid premium contents in them, but ones that like offer you the biggest for their buck, Canva, totally do a lot of shit for free in it without costing you anything. Lots of stuff. They have templates. Here you could set up different templates if you want to do, like, let's do overlay. You can actually search these. Twitch, you know, overlays, stream overlays. So it's giving you design ideas or things you can edit now. You don't know how to create or where to start with an overlay. Come here, you know. So you could pick any one of these if they don't have a crown next to it. If they do have a crown with it, the thing is going to come up, it'll warn you and tell you. At most, usually it'll replace the image, or it'll have a watermark. It'll say Canva somewhere on the screen, you know. But yeah, so those are just kind of like ways to get overlays. Same with if you're doing logos, you do it all in here as well. They have templates for it. You just type it in a search for it, you know. So logo, animated logo. We'll do logos. Starts bringing you up to some of them here. Gives you design ideas. And then Place It. Place It is another free one. This is by Envato. This is a really cool one I tried Canva. It's pretty easy to work out how to use. Thank you for your help, Ganja. It's been very helpful and helped show me all the things you can do and some tips. Of course, yeah. And then again, I will have these links posted for these sites on the YouTube page channel as well when we upload these. Yep. So then this one's nice. So if you're doing like merch and stuff and you want to do like mock-ups, you could do stuff like that in here. It's like, let's say a merch video. If I had like a merch, I wanted to make a little video creation out of for me type deal. Let's just click one. Oh. Okay. Takes a minute to load. I'm trying to do like multiple things at once, so it's taking its time. As you see, made with Place It. What's that? Yeah, it's really neat some of the stuff you can do. So they'll have like made with Place It. That's because you're using their products. If you have your own, you can do that. It'll get rid of the watermarks for you. Just a little tip on that. Otherwise, if you design it okay, and you can actually hide the watermarks or make them out where they're not being seen technically and get rid of them. So like a new collection, it's going to be Reccemonded. See what it changes it to. This pretty much sets it up as a template form, so you know. Then you type in like into the streetwear what you want the text to be, so it's a new collection. Into the streetwear, change some colors on it, the hoodie colors. If that image, you actually had a video to upload on there or an image to add to it, we could add it, you know. And these can all also be accessed on the phone as well. So that's another huge thing. And then Vista Create, same thing. It's got a lot of free and a lot of paid stuff to it, but you can do a lot of free stuff with this. Tons of designs, tons of things for it. Very similar to Canva, very similar to Place It. As you see, I've created some things out of here too myself. My Toke Session first one came from here. I have a t-shirt design I'm working on right here. Hug Me Right Meow. Yeah, so you can do some really creative stuff, but these are all free. Vista Create, Place It, and Canva. They are paid features as well, but for the free features, you can get some of the highest premium quality crap done with it, and it's never costed you a dime. You know, it's really, really nice. So yeah, that pretty much is gonna cover our tech tokers for the night here, guys. Any moving forward are just gonna be any Q&A throughout the night.